Hello banjo lovers! Today we're going to be talking all about the beginnings of Clawhammer Banjo. This video is going to discuss everything kind of to do with the right hand. This is the most important part of Clawhammer Banjo. We've got to get the right hand worked out before we even touch chording. The cool thing about the banjo is it's tuned to an open chord, so we're going to have a great chord already. Let's talk about how my banjo is tuned. I have it tuned to open G tuning, which is a pretty standard tuning for a lot of banjos, just to kind of get you started. Any tuning will work with this exercise. The tuning I currently have is G, D, G, B, and D. Banjo. I'm also going to be playing up here in the warmer part of the neck. You might be playing someplace else, but this is kind of where I prefer. You'll also notice that my banjo has no resonator. It's an open back banjo, and I've got a scoop neck. What a scoop neck is, we can kind of see it. There we go. Some part of my banjo does not have frets. This is not uncommon for clawhammer banjo players because this gives us a chance to really dig into the banjo and get a warmer sound. If your banjo does not have a scoop, no worries. This is still going to work. So starting off with the right hand, the most important thing is going to be what happens with the thumb. We need to make sure that the thumb kind of gets into the habit of resting the entire time. So we're going to go ahead and place our thumb on the 5th string of the banjo. The important thing is here, we want to keep it nice and loose. So you're not playing it kind of like, we want to pop it up into the air. Not doing that. We're kind of keeping it to where, imagine that it's a rubber band and when we let it go, it's going to fall. We'll talk about this more later. But right now, what we're going to do is leave it there. And I want you to just kind of relax your hand. It feels kind of crazy to kind of like have this bouncy hand thing. When we do this, you're going to notice that I'm going to keep the hand in like this claw position. You kind of see it here. There we go. And the reason for this is it's a nice relaxed neutral position that you're going to strike across the strings. If it's feeling weird to you, what you can do is brush across your other hand like this. Or you can brush across your knee. It's going to just be almost like you're dragging your fingernails right across the strings. That's what we're going to kind of do. When we brush, you can use either your index finger or your middle finger. Either finger works. Everybody has a personal preference. It's whatever works for you. There's no wrong way depending upon the fingers. It's going to be whatever works for your anatomy. For me, the index finger seems to work the best. So I've got my thumb planted on the 5th string, or tiny string, and I'm going to brush across the first 3 strings of the banjo, our G, our B, and our D. I'm going to brush with this part of my nail. Kind of just this nail part. You don't want to get all the way to your cuticle. That's bad. You're brushing too much there. You might get some bleeding. Don't do that. We just kind of want to brush with this part of our finger. Thumb planted, brush across the strings. Here we go. This should not be a thing where you're kind of like extending your hand like this. You want it just to fall. Your hand is just going to fall into the strings. The weight of your hand is going to help us make a nice loud banjo sound. Planting 5th string. I'm going to keep talking about this. It's really important. And then we're going to brush right across. I'm using the nail of my right hand index finger to brush across the strings. Here I am planting my 5th string thumb, and then I'm going to brush across. I'm brushing from the 3rd string to the 1st string. That is our brush. In the exercises that I have, you'll see that there's an X that holds down the thumb. That's just to give you a chance to remember to keep planting your thumb here, and then you're going to brush across the strings. So now that we have our brushes going, let's talk about our plucks. Our plucks are basically going to be what we call a small brush. What the small brush is going to do is you're going to put your nail right behind the 1st string. I say behind because we're going to basically like brush across that 1st string. This is a nice loud sound. I'm not pushing or extending my finger like this. I'm letting the whole hand go. This is important because as clawhammer players, we want to do less work. Keeping the hand nice and relaxed, getting all the fingers to follow along is our goal. Don't feel like these have to be extended and then you're kind of plucking like this. Don't do that. Let everything kind of follow together. It takes a little bit of getting used to. So that is our pluck motion. In the exercise I have, I put the two together. what we're going to do is do a pluck and then a brush. You'll notice that the X is still there for the thumb. Keep the thumb planted on the 5th string. Think about it being nice and relaxed. So let's do a pluck and then a brush. I'm setting myself up for the pluck. I have my nail right behind the string. I go pluck, and then I brush. Pluck, and a brush. Pluck, and a brush. You will notice that my hand is not making a big kind of grandiose gesture. I'm keeping my gestures as small as I can. Because what's happening is Clawhammer is going to go very fast eventually. So we want to just basically kind of float above the strings whenever we're doing this. We're not trying to do big gestures. That's going to slow us down. Again, Clawhammer is all about doing less work. Do less work. When have you ever told that in your life? Clawhammer Banjo. Do less work. So again, pluck, brush. Nice. On your exercise, I also have that down as something that is written in music notations. You can use, you know, a metronome as well. Highly recommend a metronome. This is going to help keep you in time. Especially when you go to eventually jam with others, you're going to already be used to kind of playing with something that's clicking in the background. That's going to help you jam. So even if you just really despise the metronome, I'm going to keep encouraging you to just keep working with it and keep it up. It's going to be helpful. But in the beginning, if it feels too stressful to use the metronome like right at the beginning, just take it away, bring it back in slowly. Again, all of this takes practice. Work at your own pace. It's a cool thing about Clawhammer Banjo. Nobody's making you get a grade for Clawhammer Banjo class. Just go slow. The last and final exercise is going to be the pluck, brush, thumb. So what we've done now is we've done the pluck, we've done the brush. Now let's do the thumb. What happens with the thumb is it's going to follow along with the hand. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to explain the brush and the thumb together. Those are going to go together. So the brush happens and the thumb follows right along. Brush happens and the thumb follows right along. So again, this isn't like they're two different, over time it's going to feel like one motion, one kind of flowing motion of brush, thumb, brush, thumb. You notice again, as I'm doing my brush, my thumb is planted, I'm hanging out. Brush, thumb, brush, thumb, brush, thumb. My thumb is falling into my index finger here. As I go faster, it might not fall into the index finger because I'm trying to go right back to the 5th string. This is good to remember. Nice loose thumbs. So now I've got the brush, thumb, brush, thumb, brush, thumb going. Let's do the pluck, brush, thumb. I'm going to call it pluck, brush, thumb first, and then we're going to talk about the other names for it. So go ahead and have my finger ready on the 1st string. That's going to be a pluck. I come back and do my brush, and the thumb follows. That's our pluck, brush, thumb. Some people call this the bum ditty. Some people call this the claw hammer. It's up to you. I like all the ways. It can also be known as long, short, short. The key thing is that the brush and the thumb are going to go together and they're going to eventually feel like one motion. Here it is slow. Let's speed it up to a medium tempo. Again, I'm trying to do less work. Here comes the faster tempo. Clawhammer. So that is the beginning of Clawhammer Banjo. Keep working on it. Have a lot of fun. What you can do is if you're getting bored with just having the open G chord, experiment with different tunings. It's a great way to work on your open tunings. Just try different stuff. If you want to try other chords, you're more than welcome to, of course. You can do pluck, brush, thumb, pluck. Key thing here is keep it steady. Don't go faster than you can keep it steady. Don't worry about, oh my goodness, when am I going to go fast enough? You will get there. The clear thing is that it's like kind of riding a bicycle. The faster you go, the more you want to see ahead. The only way to see ahead clearly is to do this slowly and gain clarity. By having clarity, you're going to be able to go faster, much faster than you ever imagined. Again, always kind of slow yourself down and ask yourself, does anything feel uncomfortable? Is it in my shoulders? Is it in how I'm playing? And kind of work that out before you decide to go faster. You want it to feel really good slow. Once that happens, you set yourself up for success and you're going to go faster. Key thing is, be patient with yourself. This takes some time. Some people get it really fast, which is awesome. Some people take their time. This is all okay. Everyone's mind works differently, and you're all going to get to the same place. Thank you so much for joining me for Beginning Clawhammer Banjo. I hope you enjoy. Please check out the PDF on my website, and please leave a comment below if you have any questions or any comments. Thanks so much. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, banjo lovers.